Hi,
Hello, Hot Vibes.
and welcome back to Sense8, Season 1, Episode 5, Art is Like Religion.
Yes.
Yay. Exciting, exciting. So what did you think about this?
Okay. I watched it earlier than I normally did, so I'm a bit fuzzy on stuff.
Okay.
But I liked it. I
You
liked
liked it?
oh god, I forget his name
This
again.
bit with, you mean Capheus, Leto?
Capheus. I like the scene between Capheus and Sun, like their conversation.
Capheus.
Capheus?
Capheus.
I thought it was Capheus. Oh, Capheus.
No.
Okay.
Capheus. There you go.
There we go. I like their conversation. That was nice.
Yes, I love that scene. It's so real and shit. Like they leaned on each other really well in that one. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about that. But yeah, I love this episode. Because like the last episode was such a strong one for me because of my favorite scene ever, but also it was just a really good episode overall.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a really good follow-up because it's got like really important scenes and really deep ones, but also a lot of humor. So I think this was a good light episode to put in the middle.
Yeah.
So
I agree. But yeah, how was your week this week?
dude, my YouTube is up and running.
I
Like
know.
it's
Holy shit! I keep seeing things that you keep posting. I'm like, damn. Good
I
for
have
you.
been doing nothing but working this week. I had 3 days, I think, at work, like actual work. 3 like 6-hour days. And other than that, I was just filming and editing for the whole week.
Mm.
Like I'd go to work. I think my whole week from Monday to Friday was filming and editing, and then the next day I woke up at 6 a.m. to finish editing and then go to work, and then I got back and then I filmed and then I edited and then I woke up at 6 a.m. again, edited, went to work, filmed, edited. It was like nothing but work this week.
Yeah, that's literally my life.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
getting up at the crack of dawn. Actually, before then, recording, editing, trying to upload, then go to work, and then come back and go to sleep and do it all over again.
Fully. Honestly, I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. And now that I've switched to like K-pop, I feel like I actually want to do all this. Like I'm excited to edit and I'm excited to post and things like that. And it's actually going really well. Like my videos are getting like more views I think than I was when I was posting movie reactions.
Mm-hmm.
And putting up shorts is really helping as well. Like shorts and reels and TikToks and things like that to like boost it a bit more, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, so honestly I'm having a great time with this.
Nice.
And my schedule is full again next week, so everybody tune into my YouTube channel if you like K-pop, and if you like BLs, I'm watching Cooking Crush on my Patreon.
Oh, nice.
I'm on episode 4 of Cooking Crush, and by the way, I'm getting whiplash. This show is like, it's very much like, it feels comedy more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm genuinely enjoying it. Like the comedic timing is really good, and there's some things that happen. I won't say just in case you watch it, but there are some things that happen that are just like, I'm sorry, I did not think this was this kind of show. So it's pretty great. And I'm only on episode 4, but like things are ramping up pretty quick. Like
Wow.
it's giving Bad Buddy episode 5. So like,
Ooh.
yeah, like. It's very exciting, so I'm having a very good time with it.
How's the side couple in that show? Because someone told me that they've been watching it and said that I would really like the side couple in that show.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, okay. Because someone told me that, and I was like, I obviously haven't watched it yet. And I'm curious, and I know you were watching, so I'm curious. You think I'd be in the side couple?
I think you would, honestly, like watching it, like I was like, I think there were a couple times where I'm like, oh yeah, Billy would like this. Yeah. Well, because one of them is Neo.
I know, yeah, I knew it's Neo and someone else.
Yes, I don't know his name, but
Yeah.
I know Neo's one of them, but honestly, it's kind of, it, at the beginning, it's like, oh my god, this is insane, but kind of funny. But as it goes on, especially by episode 4, it's like, oh wow, okay. So this is going somewhere, maybe. I don't know. So it's, yeah, I think you'd like the side couple.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it.
Nice.
What else happened this week? Oh, I sent you this. You got this.
Yes, I got my Christmas gift. It's the
You got a
lion
Christmas gift.
blanket thing
Yay.
that you made. Actually, you didn't order it on DT.
No.
You actually made it.
Yeah, because there weren't any more, so I was like, you know what? Might as well make it. It was fun. I hadn't sewn in a while, so this was like new-ish to me, and I got a pattern for the there was like a free pattern download for the hooded blanket, so I was like, I hope this is the right size, and it turns out it's fucking huge.
Oh, I
Um,
know. I literally like I put it on and it's like I'm standing up and it's like down my feet. I'm like, if this is big on me, how big is it on you? Like you can like wrap yourself up in it like a fucking body
I
bag.
weight lengthwise, like this way, like arm span wise, I made yours a bit longer
Uh
because it
huh.
said to make it a bit longer for like men that way,
Yeah.
so that like your arms could fit. And I noticed when I made mine, I was like, I feel like it's a bit short for me on this end, so I'm gonna make yours a bit longer. And but it still works when I like put it over my shoulders and go like this, like
Yeah.
totally fine. But I made yours a bit longer that way. But like lengthwise down to feet, I didn't touch it, so it turns out it's just long.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. And I made ears. I've never made ears before, sewing wise. So this was new to me. And it was really fun, like trying to, especially with mine. Yours I did after my ears, and yours were a bit easier because it's like a little
Yeah,
oval.
it's like a
And then
small
I
thing,
made
yeah.
your mane as well. Made the little lion mane. But these were a interesting time because I had to like engineer it perfectly. There was no pattern for these ears, so I had to be like, if I cut this out, will I have enough room to sew the pink into the gray? And then I had to do an inseam so that I could put the wire through, make sure there was a channel for that. And it's like I actually did pretty well.
Yeah, I
So
like it.
thank you. I like my ears. They don't stand up, but like that's
it
okay.
it's fine. Yeah.
It's totally fine. But literally every morning I've been getting used to like just picking this up and being like, I'm kind of cold. I'm gonna put this on while I edit. So it's nice. I like it. So I'm glad you like it. And I completely forgot to mention the little 3D printed thing that I put in there.
Yeah.
I found it because let me show you mine. Because I ordered like from my birthday money, I ordered one, and then I saw another one. I was like, maybe I'll throw that in with yours. I ordered this one for me. This AT's
Ooh,
one.
that's cool.
I was like, this is so cool. And then I saw they have like BL stuff too. Like they have title cards for all the shows. And
Ooh.
part of me wanted to get you the Until We Meet Again one.
Ooh.
So I was this close to doing that instead. Or the I think Kin Porsche was one of them too. So I was trying to figure out what to get you. But I was like, let me just get you the generic one just in case.
Yeah.
Cause like I know you love these shows. But like I feel like generic's the way to go. So I got you the beginning BL
No,
Ragon
I like
Puppy
it.
thing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just there in the background with everything else I have on my shelf.
Exactly. The second you put it on your shelf, I was like, that's what I was thinking you'd do.
Yeah.
It's like I assumed you did that. But yeah, that was a fun journey making these. I had to I did it for like I think it took 2 days. And after each day I had to shower and vacuum and do throw all my clothes, everything I was wearing into my hamper because there was so much fuzz.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. The second I started, I think it was because I was cutting, to be fair.
Mhm.
It wasn't because the fabric was really like that. It was because I was cutting it. And so it was everywhere. Like I didn't want to swallow any on accident. So, but I ran it through the dryer on like
Mhm.
air dry for like 15 minutes and it took care of it pretty well. So,
Yeah.
it takes most of the fuzz away, which is nice.
Yeah, I definitely noticed a little bit of fuzz here and there, but it's not like too much of an issue. Also, it could just be dust from my garage, so like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's not an issue.
Good God. Good God, the amount of fuzz was shocking. But yeah, it was fun. I stabbed myself a couple times with pins. It's great.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. No, it was a good time. I thought my sewing machine wasn't gonna work for a second because I turned it on and it was like beep, and I was like, hello? And it was just like all red lights like flashing. I was like, are you okay? And it turns out I just had to change my needle. But
Oh, okay.
I think near the end there, I had pinned the mane on and I was like trying to like sew your mane onto the thing and I missed a couple pins because some of them were yellow and I was like shit, so the needle like hit them and just broke in half. I was like shit.
Ooh.
So I'm glad when I went to Joann's I bought extra sewing machine needles.
Mhm.
I did it like just on a whim. I was like glad I did because like I had to change it 3 times because I kept hitting pins when I was doing the fucking mane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went well. It was fun. So
Nice.
yeah, good time. Other than that, I don't think anything else happened this week. It was just me filming consistently. So
Nice.
yeah, how was yours?
But I mean, we got some snow, which is not fun.
We got a lot of snow.
Yeah. Fortunately, it hasn't been like too bad where like the school were canceled or anything, so it didn't really affect my work stuff.
Mm.
I didn't really have to do much shoveling there because the other guys are doing it. We did get a little coating last night, nothing too major.
Us too, yeah, I noticed we got, like, a little dusting of it.
Yeah. It's also been icy, which is the big thing for me, I think.
Very icy. My uncle was driving me home because my mom did not want to drive in the big snowstorm thing that happened. So my mom was
Mm.
like, "Your uncle's picking you up in the truck. I don't want to do it."
Yep.
And he was like, but he's used to it, so he's like, everyone was going slow, and he was like, "These people," and he would go around them and speed up. I was like, "Can you chill?"
Oh, I started. Well, I started rewatching slash watching because I kind of stopped like halfway through. But I started rewatching a show, which is fun.
Ooh.
It's one you will never watch because it's an anime and also extremely gory. So I'm like, I don't think that's for you. But it's, and I don't know if you do this, but like, just like even if I'm watching shows I know we'll never talk about in the podcast, I always think about how like what you would say about certain things, or like I think of vibes that would give you for like certain episodes. And I'm just like, I'm never gonna have her watch it. She'll never watch it. But still, I'm thinking about it.
Honestly, yeah, I do that sometimes when I'm watching, especially like ones we are watching or like for Cooking Crush or like things like that. I'll just be like, Billy would love that. Like, I'll just like think about it, but then I'm like, wait, I don't know if I'll ever watch this at all. So I don't know.
It's become such second nature because I'm like watching it. I'm like, oh wow, that person died. She probably wouldn't like that, but I'm like, or like I think of like the quotes they say for like vibes or whatever. Again, vibes I will never give you because you're never gonna watch the show.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, it's been fun because I think I stopped like around like season 2 or 3. Just kind of I kind of forgot about it. And I know the final season just like or maybe just ended, maybe it ended like a year ago or something. I don't know. But so I've been trying to like rewatch and then watch the new things and kind of wrap it up. And I'm having a good time with it.
Is it Attack on Titan?
It is, yes.
I thought so because everyone was talking about like the last season. Oh my god! Like it was a big thing. Like everyone was talking about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I tried watching the first episode a very long time ago, and I was like, "Yes, anime's still not for me. I just don't know what I can't."
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was really talking about that lately because of the last season.
Yeah. No, I know. It also takes like forever to air because I think it originally aired in like 2011
Dang.
or something. Maybe I'm wrong. But I know it takes like took so long in between like the seasons to like air. Like it took like 5 years to like air between like each season, and so I would just like
Wow.
forget about it. And then when I watch it, I maybe like would pick it up again, and it's just like I would forget everything, and I'd be like, oh, geez, and then
That's so long between seasons. I thought Doctor Who and Sherlock would took long between seasons because it was like a year to 2 years between seasons, but 5 years is a fucking
yeah, I'm wondering if they were waiting for the manga to catch up and like so they could have material from there.
could
Because
be.
obviously it takes like place for the manga and stuff and like takes stuff from there. But I don't know. But I believe it's on. I believe it's done. I hope there is not more to it because if I do, I'm gonna need to rewatch it again and forget about everything again. Because I'm watching a lot and I'm realizing I forgot a lot of
Yeah.
things. So hopefully it's like done and it's I can finish it fully.
They should have done that for Game of Thrones where they waited for the books to catch up because it was shit last season.
Yeah, but they're still waiting, and that's also live action, which is one of the like disadvantages of it is that people age.
That's very
So and
true.
the
People
books
do
still
age.
aren't out today, so like the kids would be like fucking 30,
Yeah.
and that would be awkward. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
I still am mad about the last season.
yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. It's okay. There was like one good episode of that season, and it was like the night before the battle or something like that. Because I loved everyone just sitting around and talking, getting ready to die, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I loved it. Was a very human episode, but everything else that happened that season, I was like, what the hell is this?
yeah,
No, no,
no.
that's not what happened. Shall we begin
Let's
with
begin.
Sense 8, Season 1, Episode 5, Art is Like Religion. All right, so we start we start with a very interesting plot line of this episode. Lito and Sun.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
I can't wait to talk about this. So we see Lito first. He's in Mexico City. He's getting makeup applied because he's going on set. He's getting ready to film. And he doesn't seem like he's doing great. He's like complaining about things. He's like, da da da. why do we have to shoot the end first? This is ridiculous. And she's like, that's just the way things are. And we kind of get a juxtaposition where we see Sun as well. And she wakes up and she doesn't seem like she's doing well either. Like,
No.
she seems to be like not wanting to wake up right now. She does not want to get out of bed. And with Leto, he complains that he's like kind of feeling bloated. He's like, I feel bloated. I don't like this. And she's like, you look fantastic. Shut up. He's like, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of off.
Yeah.
And back with Sun, we see that she's in the bathroom and she picks up a tampon. So she's on her period.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I see what's happening.
Yeah, I clocked that.
We clocked that. Yeah. She honestly, Sun's looking like I did 2 weeks ago and will look like again in another 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's not fun. And Leto is like, look, I'm feeling different. I don't like it. Can I just have an Advil? Because I'm feeling ew. And she's like, all right, I'll go get you one. And then as Sun's walking out of the bathroom, she turns around and she sees Leto in the mirror.
Yeah, they see each other in the mirrors.
They see each other in the mirror and they speak their own languages. And they're like, and she's like, are you real? And they're kind of like, they go to touch each other and they kind of touch fingers and then boom, he's gone. Kind of cool. And he's like, turns around to the makeup artist. He's like, did you see that? Or was that me? Did I hallucinate there? But that's the first taste we get of that. Later, we'll talk about a scene that just I love talking about. So with Will now, we're seeing the consequences of his actions of trying to talk to Jonas and, you know, use family favors in order to get through that. His boss is not happy. He says, I spent an hour getting chewed out by the feds about this. And now they're saying it's my fault, but it's your fault. So before you try and explain, I'm gonna need you to shut up so I can, you know, talk to you about this. And then when I pause, all I want to hear are, I'm so sorry, Captain. That'll never happen again, okay? And he's like, what were you trying to do using favors to do this? What was going through your head? And he pauses, and Will's just like, was that the pause? Do you want me to? It's like, oh fuck. So he's like, look, I was trying to talk to Jonas. I wanted to see if I could get some intelligence because I felt like we had a connection when I saw him. And he's like, okay, look, there's no time for favors in any of this. And intelligence would have meant doing what you're told. There was a pause again.
Yeah.
He's like, that was the pause. He's like, right, sir. It won't happen again. I'm so sorry. He's like, just go, get out. And I never want to see that happen again. So Will's kind of in a tough spot now.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
He fucked up. He needs to be a bit more subtle about these things. And now that he knows how this kind of works, he might be able to be more subtle about this while being able to visit. So with Wolfgang, he arrives at a house. We don't know yet. It turns out it's his uncle Sergey. And he's like, look, I have a problem. My problems tend to become other people's problems, and I need you to sit down so we can kind of talk about this. See where my problem's coming from. And he says that it turns out that some black market diamonds from Mumbai were locked in an S&D safe, and my son was casing the joint for weeks, looking to steal them. And he gets there, and they're not there. There's no diamonds. And he's like, no, really, I had no idea.
That sucks.
Wow, gee, that sucks. And he says, but it wasn't broken into. It wasn't like lasered open or whatever it's called. It was cracked. He says that's very interesting because it's the same safe that fucked over your father. So I'm wondering what the hell happened there. So he's like, look, I'm not. I keep saying look when I do these things.
I do too. No, I start every time I quote some character, I'm always like, so hey, and then I go on to say the quote. I do that like every time. I notice it, or I'd be like, look, or they're like little like mannerisms I do now. I've realized through editing this.
God, I'm starting to, because I was listening to our other episodes from this week at work, and I was like, girl, shut up. Like, why do you keep saying that? So I'm gonna try and make a conscious effort not to do that, but I feel like it might happen more.
That's fine.
So Wolfgang says he's not as stupid as his father, and he tries to get up and leave before this conversation goes any further. And before he leaves, Sergei says, like his father, everyone makes mistakes, and that he should remember who he is. And Wolfgang says that he always does. He says it in a very interesting way. And this line of he always remembers where he comes from, this becomes kind of a big part of his character and of his story, because you find out more about Wolfgang later in the season, and definitely in season 2. You find out more of why he says, no, I always remember where I come from. And this is not a positive thing for his uncle. It sounds like it is in this moment, maybe, but like,
No.
he means something. Yeah, he means something very different when he says, I always remember where I come from. And we'll find out more about that a bit later. Also, this whole scene kind of gave, they know, we know, they know, we know.
Yeah, no, I was definitely being like, they both know everything, they're just not admitting it.
They're not, we're kind of like at a stalemate where they're like, we can't say too much, because what if they don't, you know? Like,
yeah.
if we say the wrong thing, this entire thing immediately blows up. So they're trying to be as subtle as possible. So now we kind of get this really nice scene with Capheus and Riley.
Well, this was cute. I like
This was so cute. This was so cute. Riley's sitting on her couch in London, but she kind of feels something, and then she looks up, and Capheus is in her living room, and she's in Nairobi, kind of walking out a door. So they're visiting each other, and Capheus, first speaking Swahili, is like, "Oh, hey, where am I?" And Riley's like, "I don't understand," which I think she doesn't understand because they're still in the process of learning how to navigate this and how this works. While the only time we've really seen someone go, "Oh, I understand what you're saying," up until this point, is Will, because he knows more. I think now that he's kind of learned what visiting is and what sharing is, the more he's learned, the more he's able to understand like these other languages and speak these other languages, because he's a bit further along in the process. But this is the first time Riley and another sensate, Capheus, are actually like talking when they're visiting together. So she's like, I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Capheus is like, how about we speak English? Because I can speak English. And so they ask each other like where each other are, and Riley's like, wait, I can kind of feel the heat from where you're from. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I find that so cool, because imagine like just visiting someone mentally and just being like, I can feel the temperature of this place, like being in London but still feeling the heat of Africa. Like, how crazy is that? And Capheus freaks out because he's like, wait, is that English tea? It's so cute. He's like, I've always wanted to go to London. Is this English tea? This is so exciting. She's like, yeah. And so he has some, and he's got this very wholesome, like, oh, I love that. That's beautiful. And it's something as simple as tea, but it makes him so happy. So this is a very wholesome interaction.
Yeah. I really like it.
But before they can chat a bit more, there's a bright light from a car, and it kind of interrupts their whole conversation. And it's a group of men coming out of the car and demanding the bag that Capheus is carrying. We learned more about the bag in the last episode, how Silas Kabaka wants it transported to a specific address.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot riding on this bag. So he's like, no. And he threatens them, believing he still has the skills from when he fought the superpower
Oh my god.
gang before.
I was like, this is not gonna end well, dude.
Like, don't try it. I've got skills. And he attempts to kind of perform a jump kick. Maybe he attempts to fight with his foot.
Yeah.
And he immediately falls over. And they kind of laugh at him, and they start kicking him while he's down, which is horrible. And they call him Van Sham before they take the backpack and they leave. Capheus is like, I'm not having this. So he decides in that moment to go back and get the bag, even though he's just tried to fight and it did not work. But he says, look, spirit of Jean-Claude Korean lady, I need your help. I need your help. He runs off and he goes to do it. And it shows that he still has that courage that he got not just from watching Jean-Claude as a kid, but also we learn later that his mother had a moment of courage when she went to
Yeah.
fight off these guys. So he doesn't get this courage just from watching Jean-Claude Van Damme as a kid, but also from his mother,
Mm.
which is really, I like that we see that with his character throughout the majority of the show, that he continues to have that courage. Even though he knows he can't fight after seeing this, he still has the courage to go and get that bag.
Yeah.
So, with Lito, he's on set. He's talking to the director, and he said, "Look, this script is full of so much pain. I feel like I should feel it." And he's like, "No, you have the hots for this girl who is up on top of the stairs. You see her, you think, oh, she's so sexy. I need to have her now." And he's not supposed to be feeling sad in this moment. He's supposed to be full of fire. And so they begin the scene, and this girl is walking down the stairs. You've got sexy music playing in the background,
Yeah.
and Lito starts crying. And he's like, "Lito, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I saw her, and I was struck by her beauty, and the knowledge that all beauty is temporary. Death and decay haunt every breath we take."
Yeah.
And I was like, honey, it's okay. I understand, but like, so this is very new to him, and it's very much, he's never had to deal with this kind of, jump in hormones before.
Yeah.
So he's still very much feeling the effects of Sun going through her PMS.
Yeah.
So poor Lita. Then we go over to Kala, who is getting ready for her wedding. Her mother's drawing the henna tattoo on her arms.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, with Indian weddings, I love that henna tattoos are kind of a big thing. And I've seen them before, and they look so intricate.
They do.
When they're done when they're done on Indian brides, they're just like gorgeous. Like they must take hours, which is what this is probably. They're probably just it's kind of like a bachelorette thing, like before their marriage, they sit down, they have food, and they draw this henna, and it seems like a very nice conversation, or it would be if she was in love with it.
Yeah.
Which she is not. But her mother is mentioning her to her the meaning of the tattoo, which it's supposed to strengthen and deepen the bond between husband and wife. She needs that because she doesn't really have one.
Yeah.
And Kala asks her mom how she felt about her father before their wedding. And she says that theirs was an arranged marriage, so they'd only really met once before they got married.
Mm. And
that Kala is the first in their family to marry for love. No. No. But she says things aren't that different from when they were, because every parent wishes that their child marries for love. And Kala's looking a bit troubled. She's thinking about the fact that she doesn't actually really love Roshan. Now with Sun, we get kind of it's a small moment, but we do get to see more of her teacher in this instance, and Sun seems to be still struggling with her decision about whether to go to prison for her brother, because she's not really focused. Her teacher notices that she's distracted, and he tells her that she has to decide on what she wants to do so that she's focused again, and then she can come back to him and they can continue. But she's definitely still struggling with what decision to make and what this means.
Mm.
Also, side note, in the background, I do want to mention you can see CJ Entertainment, which is an entertainment company that I know in Korea.
Oh, cool.
I was just watching this and I went, hey, I actually know that, because I didn't when I first watched this show, because I wasn't into like K-pop and stuff. I was like, hey, I know that place. So, time for my favorite scene. Lito is in a car. He's in traffic. And he's on the phone to Hernando, and he's like, Hernando, I don't know what to do. I'm feeling so much pain and sadness. And Hernando's like, look, you gotta calm down. He's like, I have this stomach ache. I'm in so much pain. He's like, what if it's a tumor? Cancer runs in my family. I don't know what to do. We hear kind of a honk of a horn, and a driver is like, you're going too slowly, and drives around him. It's the fact that the lane is not moving, so it's not his fault, But he was also not paying much attention because he's freaking out. And he says a line that I quote to this day. Like, I don't know why, but I'll just be walking around work and I'll just be like, I see you, villain! I see you with your fucking villain mustache! Every day I like will walk around and I'll just quote that line. It's one of my favorite lines from this show because it's so funny. And it's just so funny. And he starts crying and Hernando's like, Lito, you need to calm down.
Just like
He's like, I can't.
chill.
I can't. I'm under attack, Hernando. And he's like, look, you need to take a breath. He's like, I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't remember anything. I mean, you know how I love elotes. I love elotes, right? He's like, yes, you love elotes. He's like, I went to go get elotes, but I couldn't remember that elotes are called elote. I was like, mood, I go through this every day, but you need to chill. I know this is new for you. Oh, I love him. It's so funny. I love the scene. And but he suddenly stops talking because another car cuts in front of him, and he yells at her, "I see you. You're a tacky, cheap, plastic-titted whore." I deeply love Lito. And but then while he's yelling, we cut back to Seoul with Sun, who's trying to practice her martial arts and her tai chi, and he's still screaming, and she's like, "Please stop screaming." And then he stops, but then he looks around. He's like, "Oh God, where am I? Where am I?" And they're speaking their own languages in this moment.
Mm.
But then Sun appears in his car in traffic, and Lito's like, "Oh God, I'm going crazy." And he's like, "Are you hearing voices?" He's like, "No, I'm seeing things." It's like, "There's a crying Korean woman in my car," and she says, "I'm not crying." And he's like, getting annoyed at this point, and he's like, "There's a Korean woman standing next to me, and she's not crying in the same way that I'm not screaming."
I like that part.
It's so funny. Good God. But their connection ends when Lito rear ends the car in front of him because he's not paying attention, and two, he was in Seoul for a second, so he just did not see. And this kind of cuts back to when Will it was like, oh, if I'm here, then who's driving the car kind of thing, where it wasn't him not paying attention, it's him not being there with his brain.
Yeah.
So the last thing you hear from him as it cuts is, "Hernando, please save me." Please save me. So I love that scene. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. It's just funny. And it's very much, Lito, I know it's difficult. I know you're having a hard time, but you need to calm down. So we cut back to Capheus for a moment, and we see him steal the bag back. He finds the car that the men were using, and he takes a rock and he smashes the back window, snatches the bag, and runs. People do chase after him, but he gets the bag.
Yes.
He gets the bag and he gets away. And cutting pretty quickly back to Will and Nomi. First we see Will, he's calling Nomi's mother, and he's talking to her. He's like, "Oh, well, I'm asking about Nomi," and she's like, "Oh, have you found..." She keeps misgendering and dead naming her. But I'm gonna speak about Nomi as Nomi in this. She's like, "Oh, have you found her?" And she says this isn't the first time that she's had problem with police. And Nomi's not Nomi. Will is like, yeah, I see here she was arrested for hacking. So we know that she was arrested for hacking. We kind of heard a little bit more about that in the first or second episode.
Yeah, I know it was talked about, but I didn't realize to what extent until now.
Yeah. So she had been arrested previously for it. And Will and Nomi kind of exchange places for a moment, and Nomi hears the phone call. She hears her mother talking about her in the way she's talking about her, which isn't new to her, but it still probably kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And Janet's continuing to talk, saying, "Oh, she fell in with bad company, and she got these ideas, and I believe the hormones that she started taking caused the brain thing that's going on with her brain that Dr. Metzger told us about," which is all not true. And she ends it by saying, "Oh, she's never sensible," by saying, and I dead name here, Michael. She said Michael was never sensible. And Will jumps in with like, "Nomi." Her name is Nomi, not Michael. And I'm like, "Fucking love you." And ends the call. Yeah. So we already see that Will is getting like protective of his fellow sensates. This is one of the first instances we really see it, is just like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
Her name's Nomi. That's my other person. Okay. Now with just Nomi, we see Amanita walking over. She got them coffee. And she's still reacting to hearing her mother on the phone and talking about her. She's kind of out of it. And she's struggling with coming to terms with the impossible things that are really happening to her. And Nomi's talking about, "I've always had this feeling that I felt during my entire life, The feeling of being seen and not seen, of being part of them and being apart from them, which definitely has something to do with being trans, but also on a deeper level, also has something to do with just being a sensei in general. She
Mm.
just doesn't know it yet. And she says that when she saw Amanita for the first time, all of those feelings went away. It made her feel seen and belonged.
Yeah.
And she says that for a moment, for a second there, when Amanita was walking up to her, she forgot who she was. Like, Amanita is so important to her, and she completely forgot who she was for a second because, presumably, because Will was in her
I
place.
mean, because it was Will, not Nomi.
It's because it was Will. Yeah, it's because it was Will and not Nomi. And it was freaking out. It just, whatever's happening to her feels impossible. And Amanita also says that the chances of someone like herself at one point in history, with her ideas and the way she thought about things, the way she went about things, would have felt impossible as well. And meeting Nomi and being with her would have felt impossible. And she talks about their first kiss. She remembers their first kiss in this little bathroom at the Lexington. And she says to her, when I first had that kiss with you, I realized one of the most important lessons of my life, which is that impossibility is a kiss away from reality. And I love that quote.
I liked it. It was a little cheesy though. It was a little
yeah.
Like,
it is cheesy.
I liked it, but I was also like, ooh, like I was like, oh, like a little bit. Like it was way too cheesy for my liking, I think. But I like the sentiment of it.
It is very cheesy, but it's one of those quotes that in the Sensei fandom, like, a lot of people are like, oh, this is a quote. Like, as I've said before, like, I am not just a wee is one of them, but this is another one. This is one I see very often. So back with Kala, her family is kind of gathering and they're still doing their whole pre-wedding kind of thing. And Priya's talking about, or her mom is talking about her first kiss with Kala's father, Sanyam. And she says she doesn't know if, she's like, oh, I don't know if your dad wants me to tell you this story. And he kind of like shouts from the kitchen. He's like, you think I can't hear anything, but I'm here cooking in the kitchen, slaving away for you. And it shows that their family dynamic's really cute. They're very wholesome kind of family. They love each other very much. Like, even though they had an arranged marriage, they seem to really love each other.
Yeah.
And her mother whispers to her, and she tells her that for a long time she thought that kissing was similar to eating a kebab because she would always taste spices on her father's lips. So that's where that kind of like that's where they're at, I guess. But it's because she learned to love it. And so Sanyang comes out and he hands Kala dessert that he made, which, please ignore my translation here. Shahi tukta, I believe it's called. And I'm actually curious about what kind of dessert this is. I was going to look it up and I completely forgot to. So let's look it up and see what we're dealing with here. It does look good. Okay, it's made with bread, ghee, which I don't know what ghee is, sugar, milk, and nuts. So it's kind of a sweet, nutty kind of dessert in India. And Sanyam, when he walks up to her to give her the dessert and she, is excited grabbing it, he stops and he goes, wow, you are so beautiful. I was like, oh. He's such a good father, honestly. I love him. And Kala tastes the dessert. She loves it. She's like, oh, please teach Rajan how to make this so I can always have it. And he says, no, this is our recipe. No, I'm not giving this to anyone else. But if she loves it, I think you should, because she wants to have it all the time. Then she can always have your dessert, which is good. But you can always teach her how to make it too, and then she can make it.
Yeah.
Because if it's a family dessert, stay in the family when pass it down to Kala. So with Nomi, we kind of get a moment where these two are crossing over, because Nomi's like, I don't know what's happening with me, because this coffee a second ago tasted like coffee, but now it tastes like a sugary dessert, which is the Shahi Tukra.
Yeah.
And she wonders if Dr. Metzger was right about the hallucinations, because she doesn't really understand what else could be happening. And Amanita suggests that there are two possibilities. Either Nomi does have an illness and Dr. Metzger was right and there's something happening with her brain. Or what's happening to you isn't what's happening and Metzger was lying, and there has to be a reason that he was lying to you, and we need to figure out why that is. So they've kind of set their sights on trying to figure out what's going on. Back with Capheus, he has the bag, he's going to the address, and he walks in, and Silas Kabaka is there waiting for him.
Yeah.
So it turns out that this was a test. He wanted to see
Yes.
whether he could get the bag to the address and also possibly seemingly not look in the bag while he's doing so, not questioning what's in the bag. Because in the bag are 2 coconuts. So nothing really valuable, but he was given that bag to see if he could pass the test. And Silas says that he had to know how far he would go to help him. And now he knows he's the man he definitely needs on his team. And he opens the backpack, reveals the 2 coconuts, and gives Capheus the AIDS medicine, saying he'll be in touch. So now Capheus is kind of in league, working for him with Silas Kabaka. At least, maybe. Because he says he'll be in touch. This was just a beginning thing. And Capheus leaves the warehouse carrying the medicine with him. So something positive has come out of this. He has the medicine for his mother, which is good. But I definitely think that Capheus needs to evaluate what's going on and whether the risks outweigh the rewards. Back with Wolfgang. Wolfgang and Felix are both drunk at a club in Berlin.
Yeah.
And they're kind of making fun of his uncle. They're like, something is so unpleasant. There's nothing more unpleasant to me than watching my own son whine. Oh. And then Felix, laughing, also imitates him, saying, Daddy, someone stole my diamonds. And Wolfgang's like, oh,
yeah, he's
shut
like,
up.
do not say the D word.
Do not say the D word, because while he may or may not believe us not stealing them, he has people listening everywhere. And he could easily hear you say that, and we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
So you need to shut up. And he's like, look, I don't think Sergei knows anything. He's just shaking the trees. We'd be dead if he did know. But it doesn't mean he's not gathering more intel. So Wolfgang tells Felix, look, stick to the plan we made. I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then when we come back, because we're going to take a break here, we're going to talk about what happens in the bathroom.
Yes, that's fun.
Yes, that's very fun. I like the scene. So we will be right back. And we are back with Sense8, Season 1, Episode 5, Art is Like Religion. We start off with Wolfgang and Kala. So Wolfgang has just gone to the bathroom, and he burps. And Kala hears it. And she's like, whoa, who's there? Because this is my personal bathroom. Who the fuck is up here? And Wolfgang's like, is there a woman in this bathroom? And she says, of course, this is my personal bathroom. And he's like, okay, you must be real drunk if you think this is your personal bathroom.
Like, this is the men's room.
This is the men's room. And keep in mind, in this scene, they're also speaking in their own languages, but still understanding each other, which is really interesting. And he finishes going to the bathroom, and he tries to open all the stalls, trying to find her. And while they're talking to each other, she says, kind of off in the background, she's like, wait, I know that voice. Like, she's heard it before. Yes. She doesn't realize where for a second. And right as they begin to recognize each other's voice, Wolfgang opens the last stall, and no one's there. And they kind of get their connection cut. Because Felix comes in and asks Wolfgang, what language are you speaking? Because he goes into Hindi for a second. And it's like, whoa. Very cool, very cool. I like stuff like that. Simultaneously, Kala's aunt knocks on her door, and Kala kind of opens it and goes, no, I was just talking to myself. It's okay. And her aunt says, oh, I was wondering if I could talk to you because I need to talk to you about what happens on your wedding night. And she's like, it's okay, we have the internet for that. She's like, oh, good, I knew that thing was good for something. And then she leaves. Like, don't worry, I'm knowledgeable. Yes. So back with Lito on set, he's talking to the director about the script. He's like, what should I be feeling in this moment? And the director's like, I need your gut on this one, because this is a big moment, you know, like, we need to show, like, the meaningless destruction of priceless and historical art. This is it's the theme of the movie. I need all of you in this scene. There's chaos and confusion, and I want it all. And so Lito's like, okay, let's get it going, let's start. And we cut back to Will, where they kind of cut back and forth during this scene. with Will, Diego's talking about, I don't know, a strip club they're gonna be going
Mm.
to for someone's birthday or retirement. I don't know. And Will's like, oh, I can't really go. I got paperwork to do. I'm busy. We know that's not the case, but
Yeah.
he just wants to look more into what's happening. And Diego kind of stops for a second and goes, actually, wait, we got a hit back on the person in the video from that was edited out and cut from when Angelica died.
Mm.
And he's like, oh, wait, great, let's go talk to him. He's like, I thought you had paperwork. I guess not. No? Okay. So, cutting back to Nomi for a moment, they're waiting to meet up with two of their friends. And they show up and go, okay, we've checked out your apartment. And there's cops there, and there's an unmarked vehicle that kind of keeps going back and forth every hour. So they know they're being watched. Now, as we find out more about this doesn't seem like a regular, oh no, a patient's not at the hospital. This doesn't seem like
Yeah.
that. This seems a little more intense than.
Yeah.
So something else is definitely going on. And Nomi asks about Isabella, which I think maybe we meet her later. She's the owner of this apartment that apparently they're going to be allowed to stay in. They're like, look, you can use her back entrance. She's totally fine with that. And they say, oh, thank you so much. I know this is going to cause a lot of trouble, but they're like, no, you're family. The things you've
Mm.
done for us, we'll help you in any way we can. So it's good they have people in their corner helping them. So back with Will and Lito. Will is in the car with Diego going to meet this guy or this kid, not this guy, this kid about maybe trying to figure out what happened. And they know his name, they know what kind of like gang he's a part of, and they're on their way to meet him. And simultaneously, Lito, who's in character, is walking across this museum filled with art and statues, and another actor, before the chaos begins, says the line, art is like religion,
Yes,
which is the
that's true.
title of the episode. And he says, for the believers, it's everything, and for anyone else, it's just a pile of stinking bullshit. Interesting line.
Yeah.
True in real life, kind of, I guess.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Makes sense, at least. And so we see for a second that Will kind of appears in this place, and he's like, hello? Why am I here? At one point, back in Chicago, he's knocking on the door, and then Lito opens the door with the gun, like,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm ready. And he's like, oh, do I know you? Because he feels that he does. He hasn't fully seen him before, I think. I think this might be one of the first times. I think. Maybe? Is this one of the first times he sees him? Maybe? Possibly?
I want to say yes.
I feel like this is one of the first times he actually sees him and, like, says words to him at the very least. So he knows he's definitely not the person who's supposed to be there. And the real person who lives in the house opens the door, finally. And she sees that they're police, and she quickly yells to Cleet, the guy they're looking for, that it's the cops, and that he should run. So he climbs out of the basement, bolts it, and so they have to run off after him. And with Lito and going back and forth with these two, the action kind of starts in his film. He's suspended by wires in this point. He's starting to, like, shoot, in quotes, at people, and people are, in quotes, dying. Like, it's obviously it's a movie, so they're not really dying.
Yeah.
And fake blood is going everywhere, and cement from the statues going everywhere. And meanwhile, Will is chasing this kid with Diego across backyards, over fences, and Will appears on set for a moment, and then the actor that he's kind of pointing a gun at is like, you gotta kick me. You gotta kick me, man. And it switches back to Lito, and he's like, oh, right. Kicks him. It looks seamless, which is pretty good, aside from the puzzled moment. And the whole thing ends in, like, this beautiful, like, oh, I've done it. I've killed everyone. So he's done a good job. And Will and Diego end their chase when the kid goes through this, like, gang or this group of people. And they're like, basically, they don't want to deal with that right now. They don't want to get shot at. It seems like a bit of a stalemate. So they're like, fuck, like, we've lost him. And so they have to leave because the gang's like, oh, fuck off, pigs. And so the director finally yells cut with Lito. And he's like, well done, that's in the movie. You did so well. So Lito did a great job. Good to know. Because he's been having a hard week.
Yeah.
So with Capheus and Sun, we get a really interesting scene where they have a discussion.
Yes, I really like the scene.
This is a great scene. It's really simple, but it shows that they relate to each other more than they think, you know? All these sensates. And it also kind of doubles down on the fact that if you are in need of like talking to someone, even without saying it, that person will show up and help you through something.
Yeah.
It's kind of an instinctual thing with sensates. So, Capheus and Sun, we see them both walking across crowded streets in their own countries, and they kind of take each other's place as they walk, and they meet in the middle. And when they're face to face, she asks, "Where am I?" Because she sees Nairobi for a second there.
Yeah.
And in Swahili, Capheus asks where he is. And she's like, "You're in Seoul." He's like, "Oh, no way." He's so excited. He's always so excited.
I love how excited he is every time he goes somewhere. He's like, oh wow, really? This is so cool.
He's like, "Cool, this is awesome." Like, he's probably the most positive person in this group of sensates, where he's just excited every time he ends up somewhere new. Like, no confusion. It's just like, sweet. And he realizes that he's like, "Oh, you're the spirit of Jean-Claude. You're amazing. You're an amazing fighter. You did really well."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You don't know anything about me." And he says, "No, I know your name is Sun, and I can tell you have a difficult decision to make."
Yeah.
And she says, "Okay, I think I would much rather prefer to assume that you're a hallucination." And he says, "Okay, I take no offense."
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, I'm going to continue on my walk alone." And he says, "Okay, I'll go." But then he appears again, right by her side. He's like, "I don't think that's how this works. Don't think I could just go. Yeah, don't really know how to go back." So, he suggests that they're calling each other because one of them is troubled. He says, "Are you troubled?" And she says that she may be in trouble tomorrow. So they both sit down and they continue their talk. Capheus kind of relates to her decision, since he has to decide to keep himself safe or his mother, trying to figure out which path to take there. And Sun is saying, "Look, I have to decide if I'm the person who's going to let my brother be in trouble and let my family's business be destroyed, or to sacrifice myself for them." And Capheus says that he has to keep his promise to his mother, and that's why he's having a tough decision. And she definitely understands that.
Yeah.
Because this all goes back to the promise she made to her mother. And Capheus decides to tell a story about his mother, who protected him against several men who wanted revenge against his father. And he says they showed up carrying hatchets and axes that were like this big. They were big. And she's carrying a knife that's just way smaller. But he said that when they saw the look in her eyes as she stood in front of him with a knife, they realized that if she was going to die, she was going to take one of them with her. And none of them wanted to be that one. So they left. And that's definitely one of the places he gets his courage from, I think was from this moment, because he remembers it so well. She says to herself, like, "I made such a promise that if I break it," and he cuts in and goes, "then your last words become a lie."
Yeah.
And that's why she's having such a hard time breaking that promise and just letting her brother go to prison. Not for him at all, it's for her mother. Capheus leaves with one last statement to Sun. He says, "Who can say if it is we who make the choice or the choice that makes us?" Love that line. That is, oh, that's so good. It's so deep, but it makes so much sense in this moment because this choice could really define her life. And it could define Capheus's too, his as well. But this choice for Sun is such a large one that she doesn't know if she's making the choice really, or if it's gonna change her maybe. So he's leaving her with that piece of advice as he goes away. I love that scene. It's gorgeous. I love the discussion they have. It's one of those scenes where it looks so simple, but there's so much deep meaning in it the more you watch it.
Yeah.
Now back with Kala. It's before her wedding. It's the day of the wedding. And she's getting dressed. Side note, I would love to mention again, I love outfits and the dresses that go into Indian weddings. They're gorgeous. It's usually red if I'm understanding.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of red when it comes to Indian weddings.
Yeah, red is a big thing, and it's gorgeous. So intricate. The designs look beautiful. She looks beautiful. And she starts talking. She's like, "I never realized how heavy this would all be." And That's true physically and mentally. Because I think the outfit obviously physically is weighing her down, but it's also weighing on her decision of whether she should marry him because she doesn't love him.
Yeah.
It's all weighing on her so heavily. And she says she hopes she doesn't collapse. Foreshadowing.
Ah,
And outside, her father is waiting by the car, looking at his watch. He's like, "We really need to go." And her mother comes out and goes, "Will you please?" Like he's like, "Oh no, take your time, take your time, take your time, my love."
feels like having Uber, so they're like on the clock, so it's like, hurry up.
Yeah, it's like I'm still paying for this, but he also doesn't want to pressure her. So
Yeah.
time is limited, but he's like, "Take your time. I know this is important." So we're going to the wedding. This is very exciting. The wedding looks like a very big affair.
Mm.
Everyone's there. Everyone's happy. Everyone's dancing. And she's being carried in on like this ornate, beautiful chair. And he's riding in on a motorcycle. Damn. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes back and forth. We see all the sensates while this is happening as well. But first we see Sun, who's walking with her dog on a leash. And Kala's there as well, briefly, as the one walking the dog. But she's walking this dog to her trainer's house. And this gets really sad in a second. But we briefly see Sun sitting on the chair as well. And we see Wolfgang diving into a swimming pool naked, which will come
I was
into
gonna
play
say
in a
this like a
second.
nudist club or something, because I realize everyone's naked in the scene.
Everyone's naked in this like place. It's a Roman bathhouse, and typically I believe in Roman bathhouses you just don't wear clothes.
Okay.
You just take a bath. Also, he mentions in the next episode more of the reason towards that, and I'll mention it now because it's not like a spoiler or anything. But he says that people in Germany are less like stressed out about nudity and showing skin and things like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, I knew that part. I just wasn't.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just.
It's just one of those things, I guess. But he's floating on his back, kind of watching. He's feeling in this moment what she's doing.
Yeah.
And as her and Rajan exchange vows, we see more of the sensates. And I really love that it's the moment where he says, I promise to share like everlasting companionship with you, that it then turns to all the sensates. We see the companionship between Lido, Hernando, and Daniela. They're watching TV and laughing together. Will and Riley kind of see each other in this moment. We see Capheus and his mother. She's cooking food for dinner. Sun is handing over her dog's leash to her teacher and saying goodbye to her ducky.
Oh no! She's making the wrong choice.
I know, but she's made this choice. She's made the choice, and this is where we see her make that choice by giving her dog to her trainer, which is really sad. When she says goodbye to her dog, I was like, "Don't do that to me, not the dog, not the dog."
See, I was hoping I misinterpreted this, so I was gonna bring this up, but now that's kind of confirmed that she did make her choice, and she's gonna.
It pretty much confirms that she's made her choice to go to prison. And we also see Nomi and Amanita return to their apartment, and it's trashed. It's destroyed, and it's basically they've ransacked their whole life. This was their home, and they've intruded it and they've destroyed it. So this is very much not regular hospital shit.
Yeah.
And near the end of the vows, we see Kala walking around. They're doing this thing where they walk in a circle, which I think is a typical Indian wedding thing, as they take these steps towards their life together. And on her last step, she looks up and she sees Wolfgang, who is naked.
Naked.
And we see a full dick shot.
Yep, full penis.
Just... full frontal nudity.
Yep. I did not watch this episode at work, by the way, because I did remember that.
Thank God. Penis in your face.
Yes, penis right there.
Yeah, she looks down and she fully sees it. And Wolfgang, as she looks back up at him, goes, "What the fuck are you doing? You're not in love with him." And in that moment, they both collapse and pass out. And that's where the episode ends.
Damn.
Damn, indeed. This ending is so good, not just because there's a penis, I wouldn't say that, but it's so interesting. Like the whole speech of the vows and how everlasting companionship just switched between all the sensates to show that there's companionship there.
Yeah.
And also the fact that he knew inside that she didn't love him. And he was shocked that she was making this decision. So technically they haven't gotten married yet. because she
I
was
was
about
gonna
to take
say,
that
did
last
she
step.
take that step or no? Or like, did she like fall towards the step or behind it? Like, what's the like? I don't know if that counts or not.
I think the step is like not it's multiple steps. Like it's physically it's multiple steps.
Well, yeah, but wasn't
But
she on her
like
last step?
yes, but she was on her last step like vow wise. Like I take the seventh step with you. And that's like another way ring around.
It's a
You,
whole other lap.
yeah, I think she was about to finish her lap and she didn't. So
Okay.
they're not married. She fainted before they could get married. So I guess that's a point in her. I get that the good thing in her favor because she didn't want to get married really inside.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting finding out how that goes moving forward.
Yeah.
So, who do you think the MVP is for this episode?
I was
Fuck.
just thinking about. Honestly, I was thinking about it like halfway through the episode, and I'm trying to think, and I can't really. I'm gonna need to think a bit. I couldn't
I
really
have
think.
forgotten. I've forgotten again. I think I've got it actually.
I need more time. um. Okay, you know, I think I got it. Okay.
You got it. Okay. So
Yes. Okay.
yes.
No, I'm. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Question mark.
3, 2, 1.
Capheus.
Capheus. Did I say
Yay!
his name right? Then because that was why I was questioning it. Capheus.
Yeah, it's Caphus. Capheus.
CHPH.
C-A.
CAPH.
P-H-E-U-S.
EUS. So Capheus.
Capheus. Yeah.
Okay. And then that was the reason I was like, maybe? Because I was like, not sure if I was going to say his name right. Because I realized at the beginning I was saying his name wrong.
Because you were like, fuck, am I gonna say it wrong again?
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely Capheus. Why'd you pick Capheus?
Like, again, I was struggling with a lot of, like, people this episode.
Yeah.
I was originally thinking of giving it to Sun, but I didn't like her choice she made at the end with her turning herself in. So I was like, well, I can't do that.
Hmm.
So I feel like I liked his talk with her. I really like his, like, perspective of it. And I like how, even though I think it's dangerous, he did go back for the bag and is now working with Silas, which is might be questionable in the future, but also it's to save his mom, and so like I kind of get it for now. Yeah, I think he was real solid this episode. I liked it. Also, he talked with everyone pretty much. I mean, he had his thing with Sun, he had a thing with Riley, and he's just very happy
Yeah.
to see and meet people. And he's like, "Oh, this is so fun."
Yeah, we got to see him meet a couple people. I'd just be really happy about it. And yeah, that talk he had with Sun was so. I think it definitely helped her make her decision. Whether it was the right decision or not, we'll soon see. And I think imparting his knowledge like that, it was really a positive thing, no matter what it led to. I think he was a really solid character this episode.
Yeah.
So, shall I grade you on your last one?
Yes. Sure.
All right. So, the one I'm not really grading you on, but I ask you every time is the
Yeah, the
title.
title.
What is
Yeah.
the title?
Yeah.
You said it had to do with Kala. It does not.
Hey,
It was Lito. And so onto our vibes. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 vibes to guess, and that time of the month was the first one. And you guessed Riley and Lito. You got Lito right, so I'll give you half a point for that.
Okay.
But not Riley. It was Sun. The bag. You said Capheus. You were right. Dick shot.
What did I say?
You said Wolfgang. So you got.
Oh,
right.
real? Oh, wow. I thought for some reason I said Will. I don't know why. Or no. I thought I said Lito, but I didn't. So I don't know why that's important. It's not. That doesn't matter. All right, keep going.
You're good. You're good. You said Wolfgang. You got it. And your last one was 2 sensates have a convo, 2 different languages in a bathroom, and you said Kala and Wolfgang, and you got that right.
Yeah, that was the only real vibe I remembered. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
I definitely got this right.
You were like, oh yeah, bathroom.
Yeah.
Because it's such an interesting moment, and it's something definitely one remember.
I really thought I got it wrong, because at first I thought it was Sun and Lito when they're having their mirror conversation. I was like, oh, is this it? But then they go into the bathroom again, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, I think this is it.
That's a very good point. I completely forgot about that. There's another bathroom multiple language scene between 2 sensates. Whoops. But yeah, you got it right, so you're good. I think you got like 3 out of 4 there, so 3.5 out of 4. 4.5,
I'll take
something
it.
like that. So the next episode title is Demons.
Demons.
And I gotta
Ooh.
be honest with you, I don't remember who says it. So I'm just gonna have you guess
I'll
who
take
it
a
has to do
guess,
with.
even though that could be anyone, because I feel like they're gonna be talking more about inner demons.
Yeah.
Which literally could be anyone. I feel like
You know what? Let me look it up. Actually, I want to know. I want to know who said it, and I
I'm
can
gonna
bring it
say
back.
Sun.
I'm gonna say Sun. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Okay. I remember. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you said Lito.
No, I said Sun.
You said Sun. My bad.
Is Leto
All
the
right.
actual answer? Because I might want to change to
No.
that. That's like, oh.
No.
I thought you read Leto and you thought that's what I said. That's why I was
I
like,
don't
oh,
know
weird.
why I thought that's what you said. So.
No, I said Sun.
Okay. You said Sun. Let's go. There's a part of this title that includes everyone, but there's also a part of this title that includes a specific sensei. Actually, two specific senseis. So I'll give you two chances. Even though I'm
Oh.
not grading you on this title.
Leto, then. I'll throw in Leto.
I will tell you this, it's not Lito.
Okay, is it okay? I was
I
like,
fucked up.
Like what's it called? The like orphanic slip or something. What's it called?
Oh yeah. Oh, Freudian slip.
Freudian. Yeah, that. One. Yeah, I thought like that maybe where maybe you let that slip. Okay, so it's
No,
not
I
Leto.
just fucked up. I fucked up so that it's just to clear the air. It's not
Okay,
Lito.
so it's not Leto. Then Wolfgang.
Okay.
I'll throw him in too.
All right. So yeah, there is a part of this episode that includes everyone, but there is also one that includes two. So I'll give you. All right. Da-da. All right. But again, I don't grade you on the title.
Yeah, it's just fun.
So okay, I will say this. There's one, two. There's one vibe that includes everyone, and there's 4 vibes that include 3 different senseis. I realized when I was writing them down that there's only 3 that these vibes encompass. Not together necessarily. Some of them might be together, some of them not. But I realized my vibes only really contain 3 different characters. So I will say that so you don't like go off and guess like 8 different people for all of these.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. Okay.
So there's 3 characters you're going to be guessing for each of these. Not
Wait, so 3 for each vibe?
No. Back it up.
God. Okay. I was gonna say.
These 4 encompass 3 different people.
Okay.
Some of them include 2 people. I'll tell you which ones. Some of them include 1.
But they're all still the 3 people.
Yes.
Okay.
There's only 3 people it really goes over. Except for 1, which includes everyone.
Okay.
And you will know what that vibe is when I say it.
Okay.
Because there's a hot damn in this episode.
Oh, great.
So, I'll tell you that one last, because I can't wait to say this word.
Is that the clusterfuck?
Clusterfuck is your vibe. Never mind. I'll say it now. Clusterfuck.
Woo! I know the name of the next
said it
episode.
to myself. As I was going through, I said to myself, clusterfuck. And it was fucking hysterical. I was like, oh my god, it's an actual cluster.
Oh, this is fun.
So clusterfuck is your vibe.
Nice.
That you don't have to guess that one because it's everyone.
Like literally
so that'll
everyone?
be fun. That'll be fun. Literally everyone. I think maybe 1 or 2 people aren't included.
Well, because well, I'm thinking of like people who have like romances right now, and Capheus and I feel like Sun are the only 2 who don't. Maybe they're just there watching, and like just be like, ah, this is nice.
Shit, there's a couple people it doesn't include, so maybe I will have you guess.
Oh god. Oh well, now this makes it harder for me.
Okay, so there's 4 characters that this includes.
And they're all Sense8?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's other people that aren't senseis, but there are 4 senseits included in this scene.
Okay, it's Kala, Wolfgang, Leto, and Nomi.
Kala, Wolfgang, who?
Kala, Wolfgang, Leto, Nomi.
All right, these are your 4.
I'm actually very confident about that answer too. Like that's the one I'm like, yes, I'm pretty confident on. So we'll see.
All right. I'm excited to see how confident you are. So those are the 4. I can't believe it was 4. I thought it was more. Let's see. So your first vibe that you're gonna guess, it includes 2 people, and it's confirmation that you're not crazy.
So Nomi.
Okay. I won't lock these in until the end because I know there's 3 people you have to choose
Yeah,
from.
and maybe Will?
All right. Now the next one is one person, and it's a familiar face.
Riley?
Next one is prison.
Oh fuck. Okay, so that's Sun. I would have liked to change the Riley answer to Sun as well.
Okay. All right. And your last one includes 2 people,
Okay.
and it's a quote. And it's another one of my favorite scenes because of this quote, and it's because you're safer there than where you were.
I think again that's Will and Nomi.
Okay.
I feel like Will might be saying that to her.
All right. Do you want to lock these in?
Sure.
Okay. So those are your vibes for episode 6, Demons.
Ooh.
Woo! I'm very interested to hear what you think about the clusterfuck.
I am too.
Because I know, as I was watching it, I was like, all I was going through my head was, I remember in Only Friends when you were like, please be a threesome, please be a threesome, please be a threesome. So this will be interesting to talk about. All right. That is it for Sense8 Season 1, Episode 5, Art is Like Religion. We will see you next week for Season 1, Episode 6, Demons.
Yeah.
See you then!